Hi, my name is Lyndon Jones. I'm the CVM Welsh Director, and it's my privilege tonight to have with us Carl Beech, our General Director, and he's doing a flying trip to the fatherland. And so I want to say welcome, Carl.
Thank you, Mark.
To Wales. I know you only come out like a full moon, once every 2 years, but we are absolutely delighted to have you in Wales.
We're just about invited.
Exactly, but we are delighted to have you, and we're going to have a great night tonight with the guys coming from all parts of Wales to crack the code, as it were, and really just for people in Wales, and a land of revival, to 100 years ago, but a land also where the church has seen major decline, especially with regard to men.
Yep.
And so what do you think? How do you think we could sort of overcome that as church leaders? To see more men, come into the church, get connected with Christ, and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I think essentially one of the problems we've got with guys is apathy. They want something to live for, something to fight for, something to believe in, and if they don't see the church providing that cause, then they'll switch off and disengage. So I think really it beholds the church to actually provide a message to the guys, a gospel message that's actually very compelling, rather than one that's very needs driven all the time. Come to Christ and you'll get a stroke and you'll feel loved up. How about come to Christ and here's something you can really fight for, you can change this broken world, all the skills and gifts you've got, you'll use that and more to fix stuff up. And Jesus is going to take you to the wire. It's going to cost you, it's going to hurt you, but this is tough stuff. I think that's much more of a masculine message, but unfortunately we go into church and if I have gloves off, because this might be the only chance I ever get to come back, it can be incredibly soppy. It can be very limp and very almost dull, really. So your average, let's take the average working class guy, he's going to come into church and think it's a bit of a joke, if we're honest. So I think we've got to really look at the elephant in the room and think, what can we do to really engage these guys, ordinary men, with a world-changing message, and they don't tend to find that in soft piano music and hymn prayer sandwiches and a monologue sermon all the time. I think there are other ways to compel men to action. I think there is a crisis of male identity too, and the gospel I think cuts straight into that stuff, but the church has got to work out how to do it, which is where we come in.
Exactly. And how is the work of CVM across the nation and in Europe and other parts of the world? Just sort of give us an insight into how things have changed dramatically, really.
So we've seen God shine a light. I think it's a supernatural thing. I think God blesses, he shines his light and stuff happens. So we've been a little bit mystified as well why things are happening now, but we're on a steep upward curve, as you know. I'm flying off straight from here to go to Poland, where we're launching CVM to Central and Eastern Europe.
What's that? Is that Christian plumbers?
Well, we'll take whatever we can get, really.
Exactly.
But we're in Italy and Denmark and Mexico and Cambodia and India. I mean, it's just gone ballistic, really, so it's great. But really our big heart, as you know, is the UK. And we've seen loads of guys come to faith at the moment. I mean, only just the other day I was in a little Cohenite barrow and saw an ex-Nazi give his life to Jesus. So fantastic.
So the good news is still relevant. It's still
gospel works,
hitting
right?
men. Absolutely,
gospel works.
Great. So welcome, Carl.
Thank you,
and have a great evening. And thanks for listening.